This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 8th day of August in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Natural Resources Minister Raphael Trotman today said he would be supportive of the suggestion of economist Dr. Clive Thomas for there to be direct cash transfers of a percentage of oil revenue earnings to citizens of the country. Dr. Thomas made a suggestion at a recent forum, indicating that a small percent of Guyana's total oil earnings could cater for the disbursement of $5,000 to every household. The suggestion has triggered a debate on social media and around the political circles. Some believe such a move could aid in poverty reduction, while others feel it is also a recipe for corruption. Today, Minister Raphael Trotman told reporters that he would be willing to represent the suggestion at the level of government because it is one that has worked in many countries.
For 50 years, Guyanese have been told about their potential, what they are entitled to. We've seen that potential around us. I happen to know, it has been announced, that we have in excess of 4 billion barrels of oil. If you were to value that conservatively at $50 a barrel, it is now beyond 50. It is a lot of oil, there's a lot of revenue that is going to be coming, and I do believe that this and future governments have a duty to spread that wealth in a responsible way to as many Guyanese as possible. And
Minister Trotman said while he understands the concerns, those concerns should not prevent the suggestion from being taken seriously. He chastised the opposition member of parliament Anil Nandlal for stating that such a move could turn Guyana's poor people into parasites. According to Trotman, the coalition government and every future government have a duty to spread the oil revenue wealth in an equal and responsible way across the country. And it should not be to any one group of people or people in any one area who find themselves benefiting more than others. Let's tell you now that days after the government called for a probe to be launched into the physical assault on a Guyanese miner by the foreign security guards of a mining company in Guyana's interior region, the 2 security guards have been arrested. The 2 have since been brought out of the mining area and are being grilled by the police and also by investigators from the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission. The incident reportedly occurred a few months back, but only came to light recently. In a video recording of the incident, one of the 2 foreign guards could be seen punching the Guyanese miner, then pulling out a gun at him after the man claimed that he had a right to be on the land where he was since it was part of the claim granted to his company. The security guards were claiming otherwise. The Ministry of Natural Resources has been paying close attention to the issue and believes it brings to light several issues, including the issuance of gun permits to foreign workers in the mining community. More news in a moment.
Summer is for selfies with lots of data from GTT. Activate a 3-day or more data plan to get up to 35% extra data and a chance to win big. LOL this summer with GTT, Guyana's #1 network.
Summer is for friends, weekly prizes, and super summer getaways from Caribbean Airlines. So top up $1,000 or more and get 25% bonus credit plus a chance to win big. LOL this summer with GTT, Guyana's #1 network.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Finance today announced that the economy has recorded a 4.5% growth rate in the first half of this year, which is higher than what was expected. With the economic growth taking place in the first half, the ministry has announced that the entire projected economic growth rate for 2018 has been revised upwards to 3.7%. According to preliminary data released by the Finance Ministry, the growth during the first half was more broad-based than the previous year. Robust performances have been recorded in agriculture, fishing and forestry at a rate of 3.4%. The services sector has seen half-year growth of 8.2%, and construction saw a 13.4% increase in economic growth. The significant increase in the construction sector was evidenced by higher building imports by 24.7%, supported by the increased pace of execution of the public sector investment program, which rose by 3.9% points above the previous year. The ministry said Guyana's exchange rate remained stable at $212.7 to the US dollar, with the official exchange rate of 208.5 recorded by the Bank of Guyana. Inflation remains subdued at 1.3%, while public debt levels are unchanged and sustainable. However, the ministry found that rising commodity prices, climate change, and turbulent international trade relations remain threats to Guyana's economy. In the world of politics, the leader and senior members of the Alliance for Change called a press conference today to recommit the party to the national coalition and to also roll out some of the party's plans as it prepares to go it alone for local government elections this year. AFC leader Raphael Trotman told reporters this afternoon that the AFC is open to including independent candidates and civil society groups as part of its campaign across the country.
There is also room in our current approach to work with independent candidates of like mind, community leaders and civil society groups generally, and to mobilize stakeholders to fully participate in this important feature of our democracy.
On Sunday, the Alliance for Change announced its decision to drift apart from the APNU-AFC coalition for local government elections and enter the elections by itself. That decision came after the two sides could not reach agreement on a number of joint principles and preparations for the polls. But according to the AFC, although the party will be competing against the APNU at the local level, the national coalition remains strong.
I believe in our statements we have said, and we would expect that, as I said, we'll be in competition against each other, but in battle against the PPP. And so we would expect that there will be some kind of code of conduct, not just for AFC, APNU, but for all candidates. We shouldn't be going out there accusing each other of things which we know to be untrue. Whether you're PPP or whether you're independent, we shouldn't do it.
President David Granger earlier this week said he is not worried about the AFC's decision and respects that decision. Local government elections returned to Guyana in 2016 after an absence for more than 2 decades under the previous government. And finally this evening we turn to the courts. At the Georgetown Magistrates Court today, the owner of the Tourist Villa Hotel in Sir Brianville, Erwin Bacchus, was charged with the unlawful killing of his neighbor, Jason de Florimont. The unlawful killing charge is a bailable one, and following representation by his attorney Nigel Hughes, the businessman was granted bail in the sum of $1.5 million. The court was told that on August 4th at his hotel, Bacchus shot and killed his neighbor, Jason de Florimont, after the 30-year-old man ran into his hotel chasing the hotel's handyman. The handyman was reportedly targeted by de Florimont after he tried to intervene in a violent row between the man and his girlfriend. It was in the hotel that de Florimont reportedly got into a confrontation with the hotel owner, and it was during that row that he was shot multiple times to the body by the owner, who is a licensed firearm holder. The businessman's attorney told the court that the man acted in self-defense, since the now dead man had been armed with a knife and was threatening him. He said the businessman fired 2 warning shots before eventually shooting the armed man as he chased after the handyman. A bail was granted and the matter will come up again later this month. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.